your day.
And number one whenever and wherever you want to talk sports.
Now it's time for Monty in the Morning.
Hey, baby. How the heck are you? I should probably just stick with the original. Why am today, I can't.
You're lost today. Like, time-wise.
I'm a mess. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, man. It's Friday the 13th, and I'm all f***ed up. Friday the 13th, 2021. Oh, my goodness. What a day for BYU football yesterday. Did BYU football win the recruiting war yesterday? Is it over? We'll talk about that coming up. NFL preseason. It's Friday the 13th. Jake has a date tonight. Mike Lindell is screwed.
My pillow.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
you
First
can't
comment.
make this up.
Okay, what's the first comment?
Do you know who the first comment is?
Ace.
Apartment 305.
What?
Jake, where is my swig?
What? You're not. No. Hold on. Wait. I got to look over here to verify this.
Bro, somebody has made a lot of effort. That's a lot of effort.
Amazing.
Tyler Hansett says, finally caught you guys live. Tyler, good morning to you. Appreciate you being here.
Hold on. Wait. I'm still in shock right now that someone made an account named Apartment 305
Yeah.
and asked where your swig is.
Yeah.
Wow.
She wants her swig, bro.
Well, we have no way to verify that that's her.
Sure. How could it not be? Are you?
I sent you swig last night. You were at some concert, you said.
Okay, so for those of you who are not up on the sitch.
The sitch.
The sitch.
Is that a cool kid club term?
Who?
Donnie?
Jake mistakenly had his auto parts sent to a hot chick's door, two floors above him in his apartment building.
Right.
That would be Unit 305. And so we're calling her 305.
Yeah.
So he now supposedly
Allegedly
has a date with 305 tonight.
Yeah.
And she sent swig to your apartment door on accident. You threw it out. You didn't even drink it.
Yeah, because I wasn't a big fan of it.
So as a joke and to be nice, you sent her swig yesterday, and she didn't even get it because she was at a concert.
Yeah, but what I did is in the DoorDash app, I sent it as a gift so she would get notified. Mm-hmm. And she was like, that's so sweet of you, but I'm not going to be able to drink it. I'm in a concert.
Yeah, and what did the note say, by the way?
It said we're even.
No, what it said is we're even. Like, as in W-E-R-E, even.
Uh-huh.
Instead of we are even. You just sent a note that said we're even.
Notice she didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, well, you know.
Cool.
Are you really drinking an energy drink at 7 in the morning?
Why would you not be drinking? Like, we're supposed to drink an energy drink before bed?
I got news for you, bro. Amino, Optimum Nutrition Essential Amino is life. I love this stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we are.
I'm drinking an energy drink.
I mean, we can get into what happened last night already if you want to, but Jesus.
Yeah,
dude,
I mean,
it's been a week.
This
has been a week, bro.
This week has been the longest month of my life. But hey, you know what?
Dude.
I woke up to an extra 5 figures in my
Let's
bank
go.
account this morning. So today is payday. Thank you.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Hey, baby. Love that. Let's start with we'll get back to 305 and Friday the 13th and all that good stuff. I want to talk about this BYU story because I actually think this is a huge deal. And we generally don't make too much out of any football story in the month of August. They generally mean nothing. Well, and then you have the name, image, likeness rule that changed college football forever. And then the news broke yesterday that BYU football has an agreement in place with BiltBar, where BiltBar, which is a Utah company, by the way, BiltBar is going to pay for every walk-on scholarship, essentially. BiltBar is paying all the tuition for every walk-on at BYU football. And this is a completely new way of leveraging the name, image, likeness rules in college football. Not only are you paying players, but now BiltBar is going to pay that tuition for all of those players. They're going to be on the helmet, the practice helmet. They're going to be in the facility. It's a branding deal with BYU football. And one of the stipulations is, you're going to pay for the tuition of all of our walk-ons. This is ingenious, Jake, and I think it absolutely is a massive, massive win in the recruiting wars for BYU football.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it is it's a big change, man. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you don't really see coming, and then all of a sudden you get a program, and it just happens to be BYU in this case, but you get a program that rolls out with something we've never seen before, and it's a big deal. And I don't really, to be honest with you guys, like, I don't really have a ton of thought on it other than to just say this is genius. I mean, this is like this is thinking outside the box. This is like everything that you would want out of your football program from a recruiting perspective, because now you can say, we're Built Bar is part of the program, and you're going to have the best facilities. This just adds like a lot on top of your recruiting package, and I think that they did a great job here. Now the question's going to be, if we're getting down to brass tacks, do things like this really make a significant difference when you're sitting in front of a poly kid? Does it make a difference when you're sitting in front of that 4-star wide receiver recruit? Does it make a difference when you're trying to get Zach Wilson to come to BYU when he's on the bus to Idaho? Does it make a difference? And that really is what I will be really interested to see as time goes on. But I can tell you right now, optics-wise, this is phenomenal. You're saying, hey, we've brought a major Utah brand into our program. We are helping kids get educated, which I think is always, just on the, the big picture in college sports, that's always a great thing to be doing. And you're paving the way for something new for the sport overall. So I don't really know. Honestly, I don't know if you have any thoughts, but like, I don't think there's any downside to this. I don't see what the bad is.
But I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not saying there's any bad. What I'm saying is this is brilliant.
Yeah.
And if you look at where BYU is right now, and if you look at where Built Bar is right now, with all due respect to Built Bar, that's not a national name. Well, it is now. It wasn't yesterday. It is today because of this groundbreaking, mold-breaking decision that BYU and Built Bar made to pay this tuition and become partners. And I think we all realize that BYU football is a money-making machine. There's always been innovation in the BYU athletic department, whether that's the ESPN deal, their situation at BYU TV, going independent, essentially telling everybody we're going to do what we want to do the way we want to do it. And I think this is just another example of that, because this deal with Built Bar is not just about football. It's not just about, well, let's put a logo on a helmet and a patch on a jersey, and hey, thanks, we'll take that check now. That's not what this is. What this is the founder of Built Bar going to BYU yesterday and really being, personally involved, really being personally involved with each one of these families. There's 36 families that don't have to worry about footing the bill for tuition for their kid at BYU. Forget football, because I think we all understand that football is not the priority at BYU. But think about some of these kids. Think about the stress that tuition at an institution like BYU puts on a family. And the fact that this 36 kids wanted to play football and were willing to sacrifice financially for their families were sacrificing, they're sacrificing. Now they don't have to worry about that. They can go to school, get good grades, play good football, concentrate on nutrition with Built Bar. Like, there is absolutely everything right about what BYU and Built Bar did. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's a stroke of genius, because now you can walk into any living room of any Utah high school football player and you can say, well, hey, look at this. Zach Wilson went number 2 in the NFL draft. Well, BYU doesn't put players in the NFL. BYU, Zach Wilson just went number 2 to the Jets, right? You've had wins recently, like Kyle Van Noy having multiple Super Bowl rings, or, the list of guys is endless. The wins in the NFL draft have come a long way recently for BYU. You have a situation where you had one of the best seasons on the field last year that you've had in some time. You persevered through the pandemic. You were nationally relevant just about every week of the football season. You recruited the heck out of that. You have transfers from the Pac-12, the Nakua brothers. You have one of the better wide receiver cores that you've had in recent memory. I mean, you have a lot of things going for you. You have a wonderful facility. You have a great deal with ESPN. Yeah, but, I need to make sure that I can make money. Well, guess what? Now we've got BiltBar, not like all of the things you need. It's just another tool in your recruiting bag.
Yeah.
That's why this is significant. And look, up at Utah, the new stadium, the Ken Garff, end zone, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But this win for BYU yesterday overshadowed that. This story was national. This was on ESPN. This was all over all the sports blogs. It's incredible to me, the magnitude of this win for BYU.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, did I mention that they signed a home-and-home with Miami yesterday for, I think it's 2026 and 2028? Now, college football is going to change. But don't sleep on this angle as well. BYU's trying, I would think, is trying to get into a conference, would like to get into a conference. They just showed you again that they're a moneymaker. They're an innovator. They're somebody you want to be in business with. So at a time when the structure and landscape of college football is going to change, this isn't just about scholarship money. This just isn't about those 36 walk-ons. This potentially could impact generations of BYU football. Generations to come. I think this is a massive day at BYU.
Yeah, it's a strong move, man. It's a strong move, and I think that they are taking control of their future. And I don't know. I just think that yeah. I mean, your point about the way the college football landscape is changing. I mean, I think it's been. I don't know if you're a program, and you say that it's not good to be in business with BYU. I'm not really sure what you're looking at. I'm not really sure. From a P&L statement, perspective, they're making money, dude. They're a lot of money. And that, at the end of the day, is what schools care about. They want to make a lot of money, and you can do that without necessarily winning the national championship. And so I just think that, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think that BYU wants to get into a conference. I think they've been trying to do that for years, and it's just a difficult thing to get done. But when you're signing BiltBar and you're getting all these different things done, that really helps your case. So I think overall the program's in a great spot. But I still maintain you got to come out this year and be an 8-win team. And if you do that, you're really solidifying yourself. I think that's basically where I would leave it.
Well, the thing that you cannot overlook here, and I want to be delicate with this because I know we have a huge contingent of BYU fans that watch the show and Utah fans and Pac-12 fans. But the thing that you cannot get away from when this kind of thing happens, this is a first of its kind.
Yeah.
BYU is breaking ground, making history. Nobody's ever done this with NIL. Now, it's less than a year old. Obviously, this is a new thing. Name, image, likeness in college football, NIL, name, image, likeness, means players can get paid, they can have sponsors, stuff like that. But what program has come out and said, well, you know what? We're using NIL to have a program sponsor that's going to unequivocally benefit our kids and benefit our program. We haven't seen that yet with NIL. BYU's a first. And this stigma that kids don't want to go to BYU and it's the honor code. And, you can't have girls in your dorm room. Well, that's cool, but I can't have Built Bars in my dorm room now. Right? It is, this takes away those kind of stinging rebukes.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to use against BYU in recruiting, and trust me, they use it. They use everything. Oh, you guys are never going to be in a conference. Oh, really? Tell me this doesn't help that. Well, you guys aren't relevant. Well, they were in position for a big New Year's Six bowl last year until, the 2 C's of college football happened. But anyway, the point is, the point is, this is a big day for BYU. I don't think you can overstate that. And when you have a program like BYU that so many people want to heap stereotypes on, all I can say is, Today, I don't want to talk about Sunday play. Today, I don't want to talk about the honor code. Today's a very good day at BYU. Today, everything that you have worked for let's go back to the Mountain West. Call Craig Thompson. No, I'm not calling Craig Thompson. I'm just going to wait it out because, by the way, I still, for the next decade, have one of the best schedules set up that any college football team has. I can now say that, we have the ability to recruit any player in the country. Are we going to win those battles? No. Does this mean the best talent in the country is going to choose BYU over Alabama? No. But does this mean that California kids and Texas kids and Florida kids, have another reason to consider BYU beyond the fact that you're on ESPN, beyond the fact that you're nationally relevant, beyond the fact that when you come to BYU, you're getting one of the best educations, beyond the fact that when you come to BYU, the program's going to fight to make you NIL revenue and that you have built-in advantages that you're not going to have at any other school? You do. And those are all things now that you can sit in the living room of Tom and Nancy Johnson in Fontana, California, in Austin, Texas, in Coral Gables, Florida. You can go sit in, Barry Jones' living room, the offensive lineman in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
BYU now belongs in everybody's living room. BYU now belongs in every recruiting discussion. They're not going to win them all, but now they're in the door. And every single day that we talk BYU football on this show, I will just say again, Tom Holmoe is one of the best and most underrated athletic directors in the country. And I'm telling you that this deal with Biltbar, by the way, brilliant by Biltbar as well.
Yeah.
What is the loss you had the founder of Biltbar yesterday in a meeting room at BYU. By the way, BYU TV and multimedia leveraged the heck out of this, which they did a great job with. Something else, it's a recruiting tool, but just saying. You had your founder at Biltbar hugging, shaking hands with, celebrating the liberty for walk-on football players.
It's insane.
The visuals on this alone.
Yeah.
You're a content creator. You're a video guy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being one of the lead content creators at BYU and
it's a dream. It's a paradise. It's everything that visually it's everything you want. That's that's what you're looking for. Listen, I think BYU did everything correct here. It's a great day. It's innovative. It's everything that you want. I don't know. I'm not trying to be short with it, but I don't know, what else do you say other than, hey, this is genius. This is the type of stuff that we need to be seeing more in college football. This is definitely another recruiting tool. It's amazing, the fact that you're helping 36 more families pay for their kids' tuition. It's everything you want it to be. Does it mean that they're going to win more football games? I don't know, but I don't really think that is even the main thing here. I don't even think that, does this help them win games? I don't think that's the main talking point.
I don't think there's but I also don't think there's any question that it does. Right?
Yeah, I guess. Does it? You still got to go and get the commit and everything. But yeah, it is definitely something that helps you recruit more. So, I guess we can throw it in with helping you win more football games. But to me, I think when I think of partnerships like this, when I think of situations like this, I guess the question is, does a relationship with Biltbar for a kid who is, not somebody who, is going to be a walk-on. Think about it. That higher end recruit that you're chasing, that the program is chasing.
Right.
Does being able to say to that kid in their living room, hey, we've got Biltbar as part of the program, we've got X, Y, and Z, we've got all this great stuff. Does this type of thing help them get that guy? It's definitely a talking point,
How would it not? How would it not? What is if I am who is BYU compete? Let's say BYU is sitting in a living room in Texas, because BYU does quite well in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
BYU sitting in the living room of a running back in Texas, and that running back is talking to Houston, Texas, That running back is widely recruited. Could go to any school in the Pac-12. And that kid sits there, talks to Tom Holmoe, talks to Kalani Sitake. Let's say Kalani Sitake. Tom wouldn't be there. Kalani Sitake. And that kid says, well, how are you going to make me money when I'm at BYU? Well, let's see, Jimmy. You're going to be on ESPN. Every game is going to be on ESPN. We have one of the best multimedia departments. We have a great facility, state of the art. We have one of the largest stadiums in college football that's usually full. We play an incredible schedule. So you're going to be on, the mothership ESPN against top talent. Hey, by the way, Jimmy, did you see that we're playing the University of Miami? Home and home series, 2026, 2028. By the way, did you hear about this BiltBar deal that we did where, the BiltBar is a major contributor to our program now, and they're paying for all of our walk-ons. So we're innovative. Our marketing team and our management team really works hard to make sure that every player in our program is taken care of and that all you have to worry about is football and academics. Mm-hmm. And by the way, you're going to be on ESPN. So mom, dad, you guys can watch every one of our games. And if you can't make it up to Provo, hey, you're going to be able to flip on ESPN and see Jimmy running the football against Miami, against Arizona, against Utah, against Mississippi State, against Notre Dame, against a great schedule.
Right.
By the way, hey, did you notice that Zach Wilson was drafted number 2? Yeah, our starting quarterback last year. Man, what a year, huh? Drafted number 2. Hey, did you notice, by the way, look at our Super Bowl champions. Anybody notice Fred Warner? Are you kidding me? This absolutely helps because all the football stuff is in line. All of it's in line. And I would go this far as to say BYU, in my opinion, in the state of Utah, has as much leverage or more leverage now than Utah does. And this Ken Garff red zone deal, massive. But is that putting money in the pockets of players? Because BiltBar yesterday put money right into the pocket of 36 players yesterday.
Right.
Absolutely did.
Right.
And if that's what the NIL is about, name, image, likeness, if that's what this is about in college football, tell me how yesterday wasn't unequivocally a win in the state of Utah for BYU.
Yeah, it was. It's definitely a win. There's no doubt about that. We just have to see how it plays out, man. I love the fact that they're helping all these kids. I love the fact that they're innovative. I love the fact that they're the first to do this. Like, it's definitely a win. I'm not sitting here saying it's a loss by any means. It's definitely a win. I'm just curious to see how it pans out when they're recruiting the top end talent. Does this make a difference when you're trying to go and get that 4- and 5-star guy, who could really make a huge impact on your program? That's my only question.
I just don't know how it wouldn't. How wouldn't it? It is. This is such a savvy business move. Mm-hmm. This is. I'm amazed by it. If you think about what wins in college football, okay, well, you need Clemson needs Trevor Lawrence. BYU needed Zach Wilson. Mm-hmm. Right? But if you think about what wins, it's not your top 10. It's the bottom 50 players. The bottom third of your roster absolutely has to win you games.
Right.
Your punters, your special teams guys. The guy that's going to be your first-string wide receiver in his junior year, but who is a redshirt freshman, that's the guy that wins. Your practice squad guys, your young guys.
Right.
That offensive lineman from Corner Canyon who chose BYU over Utah, that guy wins. Now, that guy no longer has to worry about his money.
Right. Yeah.
When you think about what wins in college football, you have to have Justin Fields. You have to have, those special players. But you also have to have depth on your roster. You got to be 3 positions deep. You got to be, position battles. Look at how deep your wide receiver room is.
Yeah.
Look how deep your quarterback room is. That's what wins in college football.
Yeah.
So this is a win for all those depth guys. This is a win for those guys. This is a win for the guy that, he's not only the second string punter, but he's also the manager. And he helps out in the equipment room too. Like that guy who's barely on the football team that's a walk-on.
Yeah.
This is a win for that guy.
Yeah, definitely.
To me,
No doubt.
That's why this is a stroke of genius. That and you're innovating. I mean, that's why this is a win. All right, let's get the comments because I see the comment section is lit. Ravi L. Mackinnon says, "What's up, fellas? Good morning, Ravi." Spencer Morgan says, "I can never figure out what time your show actually starts." Yeah, that's our problem too. We have no idea what time the show starts.
Today. I mean, last night we got our ass handed to us, so we were a little late today. It is what it is.
Well, we spent an hour hitting our printer with a sludge. It's a long. We'll tell you later.
Yeah.
Casey Finlinson says, maybe it doesn't make a difference to the 4-star you're recruiting, but it's a great way to build good. Thank you. It's a great way to build good depth. BYU's 7th-round pick is playing with the ones. With the Bears, Tonga, exactly right. Brylark says, "Good morning, guys. Good morning to you. What's up, Jeremy Bolton? Good for BYU. Awesome, correct." Spencer Morgan says, "The Biltbar thing is a smart move. It gives BYU a leg up on every non-scholarship guy." Exactly right.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. They're leveraging a market of college football. For that guy, this is a big deal for sure.
I think when you're looking at, even more than the recruit you're battling Pac-12 schools for, you're probably now more able to win recruiting wars with Utah State, Boise State.
Yeah,
you're more able.
This is targeted at the, and I don't mean this as guys who aren't good, but like the lower end recruit who's not the 5-star guy, who's not the 4-star guy. This is targeted at the guy who you want to steal, from those schools and who you want to bring into your program. And you say, hey, we'll pay for your tuition if you come to BYU.
Because I don't think you're battling Weber. I don't think you're battling, small town USA anymore. BYU, it has attained a certain level of talent that you now are recruiting at that talent level and above. So you don't have Johnny Tryhard on this football team anymore, right? That doesn't exist. The level of talent in Provo now is such that you are able to compete with, your 3-star and up guy. Not that I'm a big believer in star ratings, but you get what I'm saying. Your 3-star and up guy, the guys that come to mind is, guys like, Pini Katoa, or guys that leave the state and then wind up coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like those guys now should never leave the state, right? Like you should never have, the guy that, the Cleveland Brown linebacker went to USC.
Porter
Gustin. You should never have the Porter Gustin argument, right? I mean, we don't have room for you. Like, you cannot let recruits get out of this state, whether they want to be here or whatever. You cannot have your top recruits leave the state anymore.
Yeah.
I think this plays into that because now it's not that they're a walk-on who's going to get money from Built Bar, but now they're confident that they're going to be able to make money because, frankly, one of the things I've always heard, since this NIL thing started was, well, that's not really a BYU thing.
What does that even mean?
Well, because BYU is football's 5th. Okay, we get it. But, BYU's not a recruiting, a hotbed. They don't compete because they're not in a conference. Well, all that goes away with last year, like scheduling. I cannot emphasize enough that I feel like this is another tool in the bag. You know what? This is another
You're never going to change the way a hater feels about BYU. That's just a fact. I mean, you're not going to change the guys who hate on BYU or, are not big on BYU. But the fact is this is a nice win. Like, I don't think that this isn't going to, skyrocket them up in the standings or anything, but I think it makes a huge impact on the kid who can't necessarily afford to go to BYU, but has the talent to play.
But hi. I should change the camera because you guys are watching me look at Jake. Sorry. I'm terrible. Well, if I'd had another energy drink, I'll stop.
Yeah.
I think what this does is I absolutely think that this makes BYU more attractive in a conference.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt. You already know they're a great business institution because, they have a deal with ESPN on its own, right?
You have a deal.
Yeah, but then you start looking at look at their radio deal. Look at the way that they handle their TV, their deals with companies like New Skin this is a great business organization. There is no doubt about that. If there's one thing that the LDS church does well, it's make money, right? I mean, so you know that you're getting a smart business institution joining your conference, but I don't know, man. I probably am making too much of it because I'm getting crushed by some people in the comments that I'm over the top on BYU. Well, you know, everybody tells me that every year. So I'm just telling you, and every year we talk about BYU football, there's something like this. There's something innovative, new, groundbreaking that gives them an advantage. You know, whether it's transfers or, you know, well, their quarterback is 37 years old because he went on a mission. Okay, well, look, we all know that you don't go on missions, you serve missions, right? Like, so you can continue to play the stereotype.
Such a petty-ass conversation. Oh, you don't go on missions,
but
you
that's
serve
what
them.
happens, though, when it comes to BYU, is you get into these petty-ass conversations because of the stigma that's around that program. It is what it is. Let's see. Eric C. says the hangover is real today. Well, hey, hope you had a good Thursday then.
Yeah, man.
You know what? Today is an odd Friday. Well, first of all, today's Friday the 13th.
Uh-huh.
Do you believe in this superstition? You know, like, are people going to die and cats are going to howl at the moon? And
I'm Shiva, the god of death.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, no, I don't necessarily believe in that. I do believe in karma and all that stuff. So, you know.
I'm kind of superstitious. Like,
yeah.
I've had a good week at the Yelpatory because I've been wearing Jordan 3s all week.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I have on today? Have on Jordan 3s. Right? You, my friend, have a date tonight.
Right.
Your first date with 305 is on Friday the 13th. By the way, you said something moronic to me in the pre-show meeting today.
What did I say?
Well, you know, I'm hoping she'll pay for half the check.
That is not what I said. Jesus, dude, I did not say that.
Listen,
dude,
I'm
you're making
doing
people think I'm an asshole, and I didn't. I never said that, dude.
You do that every day.
I never said that. I never asked. You know,
hey, can you give me any tips and advice on how I can get her to pay the check,
bro? I did not say that.
Look, Mo Bettas is really expensive these days.
Okay, fuck you. How's that?
The cost of chicken is good. Mac salad's tough to make.
Man, bro.
We had a conversation about. What did you say then? Go ahead.
The question I asked, we were coming up at topics, and we were obviously going to talk about 305, and I love the conversation around on the first date you have with someone. I love that we
call her 305.
On the first date with someone, should you split the check or should the dude just pay for it? I'm the guy that typically just pays for it because I can, and it makes it easier. But I think that there's a lot of people who don't like to pay for the check on the first date. I know.
Listen, don't try to get out of this. You would be thrilled if she whipped out her credit card and was like, hey, let's split this thing, man.
Okay, first of all, she's not whipping out anything. Okay, first of all. Second of all.
You've never met this girl, so you have no idea what she's going to whip out.
How dumb do you think I am?
You know, like I don't think you're dumb, but I mean, if she pulls out the piston on you, don't be surprised. The point is, that just happened. The point is, it's Friday the 13th, man. Should you split the check with a woman?
You've thrown our budget a little out of whack.
I say no. You never split the check.
Yeah.
On the first date.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I'm not a split the check guy.
Why?
Because I think it just is. It's etiquette. It's like, you know, it's just a thing you do. You pay. It just is what it is.
I think that's correct.
It's tradition. Like, you just do it.
I don't do anything for tradition. Because I think, you know, like, oh, hey, you're a guy, you should pay. No, I'm not.
Okay, then
no.
what do you do it for? I'm not doing it to flex on her.
Because you're trying to make a good first impression. Because you're not paying for dinner, you're paying for the downstairs kitty cat, right? I mean, in all honesty, tell me I'm wrong.
That downstairs kitty cat is not yours to have, okay?
If you split the check, it's not yours to have. But tell me that I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Because as men, and I'm being serious, as men, when you're dating, it's different when you're married because you don't have sex anymore. But when you're, I
think that's HIPAA.
Okay, then no, Dak, that's not HIPAA either. But my point is, when you're a guy and you're dating a woman, everything you do, well, in theory, it's because you're a nice guy. In theory, it's because, you know, like there's chivalry. Let me hold the door for you.
Right.
But if you didn't really like this girl, would you be walking behind her or in front
Just
of
so
her?
you can go to Pound Town.
Right? So if you want to go to Pound Town, you're going to hold the door.
Right.
You want to go to Pound Town, you're going to pay for the first date.
I sent her swig yesterday.
If you want to go to Pound Town, you're going to send her swig.
I want more.
I know.
So everything you do in these first couple of weeks when you're dating somebody is all about,
Yeah, look, here's the thing.
booking your reservation in Pound Town.
Yeah, listen. At the end of the day, the first date is to me is all about figuring out if this is somebody that I want to be spending my free time with. That's the biggest thing for me. That's all I care about.
This is what you're trying to figure out is she worth giving her your free time?
That's what I mean. Yes, that's what I mean.
Which hopefully you spend in Pound Town.
Hopefully.
Kitty cat juices is not all over the place.
I guess that's the other thing that I think is a stigma.
What?
Dating should not be all about the Matt Gaetz theory of life.
No, it shouldn't.
Right?
But the problem is that there's so many douchebags out there that they make it like insanely difficult. That's the problem.
But this is the problem with what we've seen in the news this week, right?
Yeah.
So you have Governor Cuomo resigning after sexually harassing, allegedly,
It's not the best situation, and we all know that.
many, many women.
Yeah.
You have a guy like Matt. Did you guys hear the Matt Gaetz, the congressman from Florida, the update? Now his former, I guess you would say his pimp service guy friend. Handler, there you go. The guy that facilitated all of his women now is cooperating, a cooperating federal witness, is turning over like Cash App transactions, screenshots of conversations where he's asking hookers to bring a friend and sending them pictures of Matt Gaetz and immediately following that up with, hey, do you guys do Molly? It's amazing to me how many dudes get in trouble with sex.
Yeah.
And so I think when you get down to your level and you're just an average Joe and you're trying to date 305, the question is, are you trying to date her and form a relationship, or are you trying to go to Pound Town? Because the chances of dating your upstairs neighbor and turning that into something significant,
Marginal.
it doesn't seem like the percentages are in your favor.
Right.
Because you guys, you flippin' millennials, you live 2 stories apart from each other in the same building. Have you ever met in person?
I think we've walked by each other.
Have you? So you haven't been like, oh, hey, thanks for the auto parts.
No,
hey,
she wasn't home. I texted her that.
Looking forward to seeing you on Friday. Hey, why don't you come down and hang out? We'll watch some Netflix in Pound Town.
So wait. Let's review. When was I home this week? When I would have had the opportunity to do that?
No, you haven't really been. I agree with that. But when something's a priority, you would be home.
Right, but why would she be a priority when I've never met her?
That's my point. She lives essentially right next door to you.
Right.
You've never met. You don't know what she looks like for the most part.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
She could walk up to you on the street or bump into you at Harmon's. This girl could pass you in the grocery store and you wouldn't recognize her as 305.
Correct. That's true.
So you've already sent her swig.
Yeah. Already invested in her.
You're already invested in this girl that you've never met. You don't even know. Maybe she is just psycho batshit nuts. You have no idea. Maybe she is the nicest person in the world. And you are blessed to have even run into her, and God put those auto parts on her doorstep.
Hey.
You don't know.
I don't know.
But yet tonight you guys are going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Now here's the question. Are you going to go up to her, or is she going to come down to you when it's time to go out to dinner?
No, I'll go up to her. Even though I'm dreading walking up those stairs.
This is the craziest story ever. Like you find, whether it's breaking up with your longtime living girlfriend by
listen,
text.
that was business. I had to do what I had to do.
That was a business transaction.
God bless.
But you in dating, you just find yourself in the weirdest, worst, awful situation.
I don't know how you explain it.
You might as well lop that thing off because you're never going to have a real use for it.
I don't give a
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what to tell you.
You should give a baker's F.
I don't know what to tell you. This is what happens.
You pay and then you give a large tip.
Yes.
Wait, to 305 you give a large tip,
Yes.
right? Exactly right.
You want to?
Yeah. You want to? Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
How much of a tip do you need to leave? And look, this is not a sex joke. Casey, stop it. This is not a sex joke, but when you go out to dinner on your first date, do you leave an extra tip? If you like the girl, do you leave a large tip just to impress her? Yeah, you do.
I guess.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I don't know. I think,
Do you let her see the check?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
I never let her see the check.
No, you know what the swag move is? The check doesn't make it to the table. Here you go.
You're just going to go to the bathroom? And
No. The waitress is going to come up to the table and check in on us, so I'm just going to hand her the card.
Your metal
Apple
Goldman
card.
Sachs
Titanium.
Apple card.
Yep.
Love that.
Yeah, dude.
Love that.
Yep. That's the swag move. That's what I've done in the past that works out really well. Check never makes it to the table, doesn't have a choice, not a conversation. Done.
Yeah, it takes the awkwardness away.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That's how I like to do it.
Cody Strickland says, take her to Red Robin. No.
Yeah, okay, so this is
And
the
if
other
you want her to
conversation
ride,
you got to have.
oh my God. Wait. I undersold the lead.
Bro.
Take her to Red Robin. And if you want her to ride your fire pole,
Okay.
you pay, bro. Rather, whether it's a brothel or your first few dates, you always pay for it. Absolutely. Trust me, I'm married. I pay for it every day. Eric C says, Grinder finally paying off for our Jake. Nice.
What's an erection?
Grinder. Oh, I love it. Spencer Morgan says, if you put her on a pedestal, she has no choice but to look down on you. Oh, my God.
It's true, dude. It's true.
Spencer.
It's true.
That's awesome. That's exactly right.
It's true.
But I just think the way I'll leave this is I think guys are at a distinct disadvantage when it comes to dating.
Yeah, I think there is this game that gets played where you have to. Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying that I'm paying tonight. That's just an assumption. I would think.
It's not. So you're saying there's nothing to talk about? That's
no, there's
done
not
deal.
even anything. I'm not even going to let it be a conversation. I mean, it's this. For all those people who said, well, you guys are. There are kids dying in Africa because you want to buy all these shoes. Well, you know what? When it comes to money, this is why I like to make a lot of money. So I can just do these things and not worry because it's probably going to be a $60, $70 venture, and I may never see her again, and that's fine. But, I'm going to try it.
Okay. Cody Strickland says, here's a good sign to run her state. By the way, Cody's emerged as the leader in
Cody,
dating
bro,
advice.
I mean, you're back all of a sudden. I mean, where you been, bro?
Guy, he's talking about the fire pole. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
The dating expert Cody Strickland says, hey, here's a good sign to run her stay. If you go to pay and she freaks out and says, what girl can't pay or what?
Time to leave.
You run. If she asks nicely to help out or says thank you, stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if she doesn't thank you for paying? Oh, my goodness. See, Cody, you start problems. Darn it.
What if
she doesn't say
the
thank
undertones of dating. This is the art of dating. Reading and reading on the little things, like picking up on the little things that aren't obvious. This is why first dates are different for me because I'm not going on this date like, oh my God, I'm going on a first date. This is gonna be great.
I'm gonna get laid and make out.
Oh my God, this is gonna be great.
But what advice have I always given you on the first date? What have I always told you?
I don't know. What have you always told me?
You don't get physical ever on the first date.
Right.
Hey,
yeah.
let's hug or, let's bro hug and dap it up. Okay, I could see that. If you dap on a first date, don't have a second date.
If you dap with girls, you're yeah, no.
That was a TikTok video I saw.
Yeah.
TikTok is the death of life. Anyway, the point is, I say hug is fine.
Yeah.
But if you really like this girl, you do not, no kissing, no nothing.
Yeah.
You're not, like grinding over jeans.
You got to leave something to
nothing.
the imagination.
I said you're not grinding over jeans.
Right.
Anyway, the point is, you don't get physical on the first date.
Mm-hmm.
Like what happened with the Avenues?
Nothing. Nothing happened on the first date.
Nothing, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
She was just crazy.
What do you mean she was crazy?
She was just crazy. Like, said everything was great and then disappeared.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Said that she said that she wanted someone who could make her more of a priority, even though she could never make time to see me.
Brylark said this is no longer the Monty show; it's the 305 show, and I'm here for it. Exactly right. Ramiro says a couple of girls in Utah refused to be treated for dinner on the first date. No holding the door open either. Whatever. Pound Town. Wow. Okay. Jordan Crabtree says first date, have her meet you for quick lunch near your work. Second date, pick her up and take her to a cheap sporting event. Third date, invite her to your place so you can watch Netflix with her.
Yeah, we all know what Netflix is.
Okay. What? It's just you're picking out
Right, sure.
MTV's True Crime, real stories, right?
Yeah, of course.
Guys are definitely at a disadvantage in dating, Spencer says. It's just evolutionary reality. If a woman is 6 or higher, she can have a lineup of guys if she wants to. See, but this is, again, this weird... Okay, so it's not really a millennial thing anymore. The pandemic has changed dating, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
no doubt.
I think there's no question about that.
No doubt. First it was the cell phone, now it's the pandemic.
Like, do you guys talk about vaccinations? Do you wear a mask?
Um...
Have you asked her if she's vaccinated?
No,
She went to a concert last night.
No, yeah, I haven't. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I didn't
Do you
think
care?
about that. Well, yeah, I have to care because I see you every day. It's not like I live,
Yeah.
I don't have a choice.
Bolton says, when you're at the table, you should text her the bill. Oh, my God. No. Spencer also says, whereas a guy, you're really competing to be one of the top 20% of men, which is who all women want.
No. See, this is the problem. See, this is where I veer off onto my own path. I don't believe in the whole competing with other dudes thing. I don't believe in that at all. I've told every person that I've ever dated that like on the first date, and this is probably why I don't have a ton of success early on. I basically just like lay out like, hey, this is me. This is what I'm doing. You're good with that or you're not. Like, you need to understand where I'm at. And if you're not cool with that, that's fine. But I'm just telling you, I'm committed to giving you an opportunity to say you're not cool with that. Because I'm not going to spend 5 dates with you and then on the 6th date learn that you weren't cool with it.
But the other thing that you have to consider here is what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of success early on.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, well, here's the problem. If you don't have success early on, do you have a later on?
No, you don't.
You don't.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a big believer in being brutally honest on the first date because what happens is, and the reason I do it is because when you're brutally honest early on, and it's not like being like outrageous or anything, you're just having a real conversation about like where life is at.
Right, because you obsess over not wasting time.
Yeah.
And so you're a salesman. You just want to get the objections out of the way right off the top.
I just want to be on the same page. I don't really even care about the physical side all that much. I say that all the time. I don't really care about that stuff. That stuff will come in time. My thing is that I don't want to hear 6 weeks into dating with one person that, oh, well, you couldn't hang out on a Tuesday night because you were tired from the day. I don't want to hear that. You know what the expectation is. You know what I can give you and what I can't give you. So if you're not cool with that, after I told you on the first date that this is kind of like the life that I have right now, then what business do we have on a 5th date? You
got to play the drop. Clean, cold, methodical, and thorough. Like you are
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
I don't give a damn,
You're a guy who just you value. And I give you a lot of credit for this because you're not that like you have a benefit girl. You have a girl that handles your needs if you want her to. And you don't often say, "Hey, why don't you come over?" And like you're not that guy. I actually think you're too nice. I think that there's a part of you that's like, I just think you're too nice. And then I think you put a lot of pressure on yourself when you meet somebody that you like. And you're like, no, I'm not. I'm too busy. I have to shower. I can't go out with you. Sorry, like you.
I can't.
I
go
feel
out
like you
during
sabotage
the week,
it.
I can't go out during the week.
You could.
Yeah.
But you choose not to. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You're a grinder. You're a guy that's trying to build wealth.
Yeah.
And I think between the podcast, the Amazon, like this printer thing last night, you want to talk about dating life?
Dude.
This printer thing last night we were on the edge of burning the fucking house down over this printer. Like it was really, excuse my French, it was really frustrating. So again, if you haven't tuned in the last couple of weeks, our Amazon stuff has really picked up. And so we do what's called Amazon FBM, fulfilled by merchant. We're the merchant. So right now, like one of our main products is Axe body spray. We sell it in 6-packs.
Yeah.
We sold 30 of them yesterday. So we have to pack those up and ship them out. Well, to do that, you have to print a shipping label. So we have $1,000 printer.
Beautiful
Canon.
printer. It's a Pixma. It's one of the best ones that they offer.
Great printer. So we go in to print all our Amazon, our packing slip, and our label. The printer won't work.
I'll try to stay calm and not curse.
Like, it just won't communicate. On phones, on computers, won't communicate. Unplug it. Like, we get online, they say, hey, just unplug it. Leave it for an hour. Okay, cool. So the day before, we had sold 26 units, so we said, okay, we'll unplug it, we'll leave it. We printed out these labels, we packed the other 26, we come back downstairs. It's been like an hour. Plug it back in, still won't work. Just won't work. So we try a bunch of different stuff, like, hey, restart computers, all this stuff. Nothing. Won't work. Can't ship these orders out. So now we're on 3 of these orders, we're a day late with Amazon shipping date. So we leave it overnight. It's really frustrating. Like, at one point I was like, I have a $50 printer in my closet that we replaced with this one. I'm like, we should just hook this up or plug a cable in. Well, of course, it's got like a NASA level moon rover landing cable that's needed that nobody fucking has. Like, it's really frustrating. So we come down this morning, it still doesn't work. So I'm like,
that's what fucking
right?
ticks
Like,
me the
it's
fuck off.
it's infuriating. It's infuriating. And so then finally I'm like, you know what? The only thing we haven't done is reset the router, the Wi-Fi router.
It vexes me.
So Jake resets the router it's my house, right? He goes into my utility room, resets the router. It doesn't work.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it just starts printing.
Welcome to the fucking show.
And then it stops working again. Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, cool. It's working. Let me print out all these labels. No, it's not working. It's not working. It stops working for like 5 minutes. And then what happened, Jake? Just out of nowhere, for no explanation, it starts printing all the labels.
Yeah.
So now all the labels are printed.
So, short story, big picture, right?
So why aren't you going out on a Thursday
because
night?
Because I'm too busy dealing with a bullshit printer that doesn't work. That's why.
Like, that's in
why.
all seriousness.
That's why.
That's the stuff that you cannot plan for. Okay, I hit the top of my mic stand.
Yesterday?
No, right now. And so it fell like 8 inches. So now it was way short.
Yeah, no. So anyway, with dating, like, I could go out, but we do this podcast early in the morning. Like, if I go out, I'm probably not home till 10, which means I'm going to be tired in the morning, which means then I'm not going to perform at Yelp, which means then I'm going to be in a pissy-ass mood for Amazon the next night. Like, it all compounds.
Yeah, wow, Monty, I guess rich people have problems too, Tanner says. Thanks, Tanner. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, Tanner. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, thank you.
So the swear jar is a no-go anymore? LOL.
Yeah, that's in R&D
Sorry,
still.
Casey,
That's in R&D. Sorry, guys.
We're working on it.
Sometimes it's warranted.
See, and I had a long Twitter conversation with somebody about cursing yesterday.
Yeah, that's my bad. I sometimes it happens.
Name a time when printers were easy to set up and use. Printers have always been a pain in the ass.
How is it this hard to use a damn printer?
I don't know.
It's a $1,000 printer that we specifically bought because it's not one. It has like really high ink capacity, so we don't have to constantly refill.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones that
like,
you can put you pour the liquid ink into the reservoir. Like, it's a really nice printer when it works.
It performs really well. The problem this is a new issue, by the way. I just want to point out. This is a new issue. So, of course, this issue comes up when Mrs. Monty's out of town. We've got all this other extra stuff to do and the Amazon stuff. And, like, it just is, it's crazy. And on top of all of this, my place is a wreck right now because I haven't been home all week. So I have a landing pad with like 5 Jordans, 3 90s just sitting in my living room waiting for me to clean up.
Yeah, I did the dishes for the first time this week last night.
Bro, like so it's like this whole thing with dating, for me it's just like an extra. It's like like, man, like it's just a matter of convenience, which I guess is unfortunate, but that's just what it is.
All of this to say, isn't this the day that Donald Trump is supposed to be president again?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, ask Mr. MyPillow and, you'll get your answer.
So I also got a couple of DMs yesterday congratulating me on being, one guy was like, oh, well, you were right about the Jazz. You were right about, I can't remember the other thing he said I was right about, but he's like, and you were right about Mike Lindell. He has no evidence. So MyPillow, Mike Lindell.
What an idiot.
Had his cyber symposium. I'm going to prove that the election was stolen.
You just gave a gift to the Russians.
Okay, that's a new drop. So Mike Lindell has his cyber symposium yesterday, right?
Right.
And 2 days ago, he just got up and left. Like he swore for 3 straight days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he was going to be on stage and he was not going to leave one single time.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, he just got up and left. And people are like, what the heck? Well, that's when the judge decided that Dominion voting systems could keep their $1 billion lawsuit going against My Pillow's Mike Lindell. So he left the stage after berating people because everybody got up to leave because they wanted to go eat lunch, and he yelled and screamed at them for going to eat lunch. Awkward. So then he comes back and they continue the cyber symposium where they're giving all the evidence that the election was stolen. He presented 0 evidence. None. Nada. Zip. And now he's saying, well, the cyber symposium had to be cut short because Antifa hacked in and ruined it. And it's what are you talking about, man? Hey, okay, so you're just going to release all the evidence right now, right? And he's like, well, we did already. He has no evidence that the election was stolen. And Donald Trump is not being put back into the White House today that I've seen. I mean, I could turn on MSNBC or CNN or Fox News, I guess, and see if the White House is on fire. Somehow I doubt it. But this is like, I don't understand this whole thing with, election interference and stop the steal. Like, there's no evidence of this.
Yeah.
Like.
That's not legit. That's why I say they're just talking. There's nothing behind it.
The return of Jabba the Putt.
Yeah.
8/13/2021, the return of Jabba the Putt. Yeah, so much for that. I just hope at some point we stop talking about how, the 2020 election was stolen.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And I don't feel bad for Mike Lindell on this Dominion thing. He has said if he loses the Dominion suit, My Pillow will likely be done because he doesn't have any money to support it. If he loses $1 billion in this lawsuit, my guess is he's going to try and settle it.
It's worth $1 billion to you to prove a farce.
No, it's worth $1 billion to you to continue your lie. That's what's amazing.
It's unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
And then, real quick before we get out of here, because
we have
stuff to do today, including a shoe auction that we better flip and win.
We won't.
What do you guys think of? Like, how much money is too much money to spend in your backyard?
Oh man, this is an eye of the beholder conversation because I think the story you're about to tell is well within your budget and you should do it
Okay,
tomorrow.
so I own a townhouse, right? I own a smaller house in Daybreak, and I only control my backyard. Like the HOA that we pay $1.3 million a month to, and they do absolutely nothing. They don't trim our bushes or cut our grass or nothing. They only collect bills from us.
Right, and they overwater, so you pay more in water.
Ridiculous. Yeah, that's the first thing the guy said yesterday is you guys need to water less. Anyway, so I have a landscaper come out yesterday and look at my yard because we had a guy come and remove a bunch of bushes and there's so much that the former owner planted way too much stuff in my yard.
Yeah.
So it's overgrown all the time. My wife can't keep up with it because, I don't do yard work.
Yeah, duh. Who does that?
But my job is to cut the grass, and I'm a mow and blow guy, right? In bed and in the yard. So anyway,
It is what it is.
The point is, so we had a landscaper come and remove a bunch of overgrown shrubbery and stuff like that. Yesterday, I had a paver guy, a cement guy, like a mason guy, come out.
Yeah.
And he owns a landscape construction company. Mm-hmm. So we get to talking. He walks in my backyard. First of all, my wife's out of town, so there's dog crap everywhere. So we're walking around while I'm talking to this guy, and I'm pooper scooping. Because, I got time for that at 10 in the morning. And so we're just talking about how to remake my backyard. Because we have this a Traeger smoker.
Ironwood 885 baller unit.
I have nowhere to put it. It sits I have a walkway from my garage to my back door, nowhere to put it. So I want to pour some concrete, is what my original thought was. And this guy's like, I wouldn't do concrete. Your yard is pretty unlevel. And I can't guarantee that the concrete, even if I level your yard, you're going to have he used some technical term for it's not going to match with your sidewalk. And there's a potential that it would crack. But hey, if we do pavers, we can level and, it will be great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you know what? If we're going to do pavers, I really want to do it big. And I want to do this one particular area, and I want to have this grass up here, and I want to put a fire feature in the middle.
So,
Just,
how much, before you reveal the number, how much did you think this, when the pavers came up, once that started becoming a conversation with the guy, of course you had a number in your head that you thought would be realistic. So what did you think it was going to be?
Based on what we did in Arizona in our backyard, we completely rebuilt. We had dirt when we bought the house.
It was just a dirt backyard.
Yeah, it was literally a dirt backyard.
With a ton of weeds growing out.
We completely built it out. And it was about $9,000. Yeah. And it was all pavers and turf.
Okay.
So I figured
based on that,
I thought about $5,000.
For this backyard.
For our backyard here in Daybreak.
Okay.
Pavers, fire feature, I'm going to hang some lights and stuff.
Okay. So that seems realistic.
So this guy comes back with $3,000 to do a huge paver pad. Put a fire feature in. And I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
I just need to talk to Mrs. Monty. Everything will be good. She said no.
Wait, she didn't even say, we can look at it?
No, she's out. Mrs. Monty never says, no, we're not doing that. She's like, well, we can talk about it. That's a no. When Mrs. Monty
What does she want?
She says that putting that many pavers in our backyard will make it hotter. That's what she said. She's like, it'd be too hot.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. Okay.
That's interesting.
Mrs. Monty has commented. She said, I need to think about it. Well, yeah, but that means you're out.
But this is like the Yelpatory. Whenever you get, I need to think about it.
It's
you're
over.
Never talking
it's
about
over,
it again.
right?
Yeah, I mean, this is like, I need to think about it, with all due respect, turns into, I need to think about it turns into another idea. In sales,
right.
I need to think about it means no. In life, I need to think about it typically means there's going to be another idea that's brought to the table.
Well, and I'm not
which isn't bad. It's not bad.
I'm not the guy that wavers. I know what I want. I know what it's going to look like. Mm-hmm. I'm a very visual thinker, so I know what it's going to look like. Yeah. I'm ready to make
I do think let me say this. Outside of let's just table the materials side of this conversation, like concrete or pavers or whatever.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of the pad concept because I feel like right now there's really nowhere to there's not enough space, number one, to have people sit and smoke and just kind of chill in the backyard.
Right, the smoker, not like smoke weed.
Right, of course. Yeah, thank you for clarifying. That's important. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But having that pad would be cool because whether it's concrete or pavers or whatever, you could even do, we've seen, in Arizona, a big thing is because of the heat, because it does get to 125 in the summer.
Yes.
A lot of people will do like a mulch or gravel or some sort of a more natural area, and then you put your chairs there and that kind of thing.
Yes,
so my point is, whatever the material ends up being, I actually really like that concept of having that area there be sort of like the hangout area.
Yeah, because my wife likes to spend time outside. She puts a ton of effort into our backyard.
When Mrs. Monty's mom was here, when Grammy was here, we were hanging out there.
Yeah, and I want to get nicer patio furniture, which is going to cost me a left nut because that's so expensive.
Way over expensive.
But I already have a really nice smoker. We have a nice wicker patio set. But we can't really use it because we don't have usable space to sit in it.
And this would give you a lot more space in the garage because the smoker then wouldn't go in the garage. The patio
and the patio furniture wouldn't be in the garage, and
so it would give you a lot more space in the garage too.
Yeah, and so anyway, my point is, I really would like to do it. And I'm sure we'll do something, but I think
you're going to do something. It's just a matter of whether it's pavers. I like the concept of dark mulch on green grass, having that area. If you didn't want to do pavers because it was going to be too hot, and you went with a more natural, material, that's probably the route I would go. But
the problem is I don't know what that even looks like. If you do, the thing I don't want to do is I don't want to go halfway.
Right.
I was talking to this guy, and I said to him, well, there's two options. We want to do a walkway into a circle into...
Yeah, you've presented that option before.
Fire pit, gravel in the middle. The fire pit sits on the gravel around the edge of pavers. He said, I would not recommend you do that because it's going to create tripping hazards. He said it's much more difficult when you have, again, because he was walking and poop everywhere. He was like, hey, when you have small dogs like this, They wind up, going to the bathroom in the gravel and you get discoloration. And, he's just like, I wouldn't recommend you do that.
Right.
And I was telling him, well, we took out this huge overgrown bush that was next to our stairs.
Which made a huge difference.
Yeah, and I said I'd really like to make this kind of my dog craps over here area. Right. Like I'd like to put like a fire hydrant or a pissing post or whatever here and have them just go in this area. And so he was like, that's a great idea. And he's like, I would do X, Y, and Z. And he talked about, hey, square this off, leave the tree, put the pavers around like just all this different stuff. But it's always one of those things where this guy is busy. Mm-hmm. So he's like, it's between 2 and 5 weeks, I think he said.
Yeah, but that's not really an issue.
Yeah, and he's like, well, and I would do this before we get too far into September because the ground's going to change. And okay. And I'm like, well, hey, I want to do some back here for my garbage can, and I want to trim or take out this huge ass bush.
The lows at night start to get colder.
Yes.
So the ground gets harder.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
So it's all this stuff, but you know what? The thing I
see.
I'm just ready to go. Like, I want to do it.
Well, and in fairness to Mrs. Monty, too, I mean, she's out of town. She's not here, so she can't,
Sure.
she can't stand in the backyard and look at it. And, she comes back today.
But it's yard work. I'm a man. I should be able to, just do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, sure. That's not how marriage works,
true
though.
At all.
That's
not how marriage works
at all.
Yeah,
it's not.
So we'll see. I mean, we're going to do something back there. But anyway, the point is, my God, landscapers are odd ducks. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just...
Dude, you're talking about someone who works on yards for a living.
Yeah, all of this was to say landscapers are odd dudes. I mean, the 3 that I've talked to this week, 1 on the phone, 2 in person.
Yeah.
The 3 I've talked to this week are just different dudes. Now, contractors, okay, that's a whole different scam. But landscapers are much more salt of the earth guys.
Yeah.
All 3 of them are...
The first guy yesterday, what did he say? He said, thank you. We really needed this work this week.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The first guy that came through and kind of de-shrubbed the backyard.
Yeah,
basically.
He said, me and my dad didn't have a job this week. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
But what that made me do is not hire him to do the pavers. Because if you're not working right now in landscaping in Utah, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you should be booked out several weeks. The guy that I got to on the phone straight up said, well, if you're not going to give me a green light on this in the next couple of days, I really don't want to come out and do the bid. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, cool. I can't. My wife's out of town, so we'll just move on. He's like, okay, I appreciate you telling me that. And so we moved on. This guy that came out yesterday was just like, hey, by the way, I need help with my Yelp page. So we spent 10 minutes talking about his Yelp page.
He's going to do work for you. It's just a matter of what you guys come to an agreement on.
Yeah, I agree.
And I understand where she's coming from, sitting on pavers in the middle of summer, I get it. But then I'm also well, in the middle of summer, don't know how much you're sitting out there. So I don't know.
Brylark's like, Mrs. Monty, let the man have his dream patio. You guys are rich. We're not rich.
Are we clear on that?
Yeah. Auction. Okay, time to lose this major auction on the sneakers app. Mrs. Monty, if you're listening, I don't have time to text you. Please, please, please get in on this auction. By the way, I'm off of Wi-Fi. So this Travis Scott fragment shoe is a huge battle today. Join the draw.
Okay. Joining the draw.
Let's go. Join the draw. Oh, it's taking forever. Come on.
By the way, I just want to say, if you don't have an Apple Card, you really should get one.
Yeah, Apple Pay is amazing. I'm just sitting here spinning. What is going on?
It's processing your payment.
I'm not even in that. I haven't even gotten in the draw yet.
Oh, just be patient. You will.
This is crazy. There it is right there. Okay, right. Apple Pay, continue.
Bada boom, bada bing,
Submit,
okay,
tap.
Last thing I want to talk about. This is on the fly. Okay. I booked airfare for our Maui trip over Thanksgiving.
Dude, I'm so excited for this.
Bro, okay, so here's my question.
That when you say we're rich, by the way, this is what I do with all my money. I travel and I build shit.
Here's my question. On the flight out, I chose to fly first class. I chose to spend the money.
My man.
Is it worth the money?
Are you on the same flight as us?
No. Completely different flights.
By the way.
I'm good. I'm in. You can't get in?
I'm just sitting here spinning.
Wait, be patient. Anyway, so I'd love to know, anybody in the comments, have you ever flown?
Not submitted. What the fuck? Are you serious?
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Don't do this, dude. Please do not do this. Okay, there we go. Dude, I'm listening. I don't want to lose my mind.
Oh, dude. Okay, here's my question. Is flying
Dude,
first
are you
class...
going to buy the hoodie, by the way?
Dude, bro, you're like, you're lit right now.
I am. I want this apparel, man. I want this Travis Scott shoe desperately. I am swollen at the lower extremities.
Dude, the hoodie is $120 itself, bro. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Bro.
Oh, Mrs. Monty just sent me a text. I'm
Bro.
probably grounded. Yes.
Dude, I'll get the shorts. I'm not getting the hoodie.
I can't.
I'm not doing the hoodie. I'll get in on the shorts, but anyway. So is first class worth it? This is the first time I'm ever flying first class. Is it worth it?
First class is worth it. You got to get a life.
I usually go Comfort Plus, but I was like, you know what? It's only $500 extra. Like it's a what is it? A 4-hour flight, 5-hour flight, right? Because I believe I go Salt Lake to LAX, and I have an hour and 15-minute layover, and then from there it's 5 hours out to the island.
Right.
So I was like, all right, going out to the island, like, why wouldn't I? I could do it. Why wouldn't I? And so I did.
Okay. What's wrong with that?
So my question is it worth it? I've never flown first class. Don't know all the accoutrements outside of the fact that you have more room in a nicer seat.
Oh, dude, it's 100% worth it. First class is not worth it unless international. Well, by the way, flying to Hawaii from Utah is international. It takes forever to get there. You get better service.
Mm-hmm.
You get way more room. The chair is much larger, much more comfortable.
Yeah.
Entertainment access is better. You can sleep much more comfortably. The headrest is way better.
Yeah.
What airline are you flying?
Delta.
Yeah, forget it.
I have a Delta account, so that's why I went Delta.
Delta first class is
Delta.
amazing.
Yeah.
eBay the Sofa Surfer says, love the Field of Dreams game last night. I hate the White Sox. Apartment 305 says, flying first class is amazing.
So here's a funny thing. On my Hinge profile, I have that I'm going to Hawaii in November and that I don't, and I say, don't make me go alone. And I get comments on that all the time.
Love it.
All the time, dude.
No, Jeremy, stop it. Jeremy Bolton says, we're not rich, says a guy who spends $200 on shoes and $120 on a hoodie.
Yeah.
Roasting in the comments, bro.
Wait, how do I block people?
God bless.
Okay, do you understand though?
More not piss excellent.
But wait, you understand? By global standards, I am rich. Yes, I have more money than most people.
You ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, Tanzania, I'm rich in Tanzania. Like I'm a baller.
Here's the deal, I'm the best there is.
In general, I am not wealthy. I just have structured my life to be selfish, to be honest with you. It's the truth. It's the truth.
That was awesome.
You are the only egg that was
dude.
You are the only egg that was fertilized in my life, which thank God. My wife's a baller. My wife works for a Fortune 500 company. She is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, I spend an obscene amount of money on shoes. I do. I just do.
In car parts.
eBay the Sofa, yes, in car parts. I am a god in Laos and Burma combined. Yes, exactly right. Structure your life to be selfish is great advice, actually. It is.
It is, dude. It is, bro. Like, it is.
Mrs. Monty and I don't have to think about, you know what the problem is I have right now? I can't travel as much as I want because of the pandemic, and I have 2 dogs.
Did you guys officially get the Italy trip on the books, or are you still talking about
No,
that?
because of the
pandemic.
The pandemic.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask. I wasn't sure if you actually were able to get it scheduled or not.
Mrs. Monty and I have worked our asses off to be debt free. We live a good life. I'm really fortunate. Knock on wood. I'm healthy. We both got our physicals done. We're going to roto-rooto our buttholes in the new year because we have to get
I'm Shiva, the god of death.
I said the wrong word there. Colonoscopies because it's that time of our lives.
We're going to roto our buttholes.
By the way, butt is a great word in reference to your hindquarters.
Uh-huh.
It's a great word. All right, Jake, we have to go. I'm waiting for the draw results.
So wait, any more comments on first class out of the people in the comments? Anything?
Well, there's 2 comments that say first class is not worth it, and the other one says first class is for rich people.
Okay.
And that's very true. First class is so you can get drunk on somebody else's dime.
Is that true?
Truth.
So wait, you don't have to pay for liquor in first class?
Some, I don't know what your arrangement with them is. I'm an American Express client, so thank you. Yes, Mrs. Monty joined the draw. Technically, you have a bit more of your ass to work off. This is true. But this has been a really grinder week. We haven't had a lot of time to work out this week. So tomorrow is going to be an ass kicking. Can't wait for Monday, the Monday follow-up with 305.
Oh, yeah, dude. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. You should. This weekend's going to be lit. Like, we got the date tonight. We got car parts getting installed tomorrow. Like, tonight and tomorrow's going to be epic, dude.
I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm dying on this draw, dude. I want those shorts and the shoes specifically, but we'll see what happens.
So it says on the Delta app, in terms of amenities for first-class travelers, it says meal service is snacks, drinks, breakfast, and more snacks.
Yep.
Amenities, I don't know. It just has a bunch of symbols, so I don't know what that means. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
Brylark says, wipe the slate clean for Monday's show. It's 100% about Jake's date.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's what people are here for.
Mark J. Hey, good to see you, Mark. Hope you're feeling well. He says, I've flown first class multiple times, including to Hawaii. It's great, but not worth the 3 times cost. It's for people with money to burn.
Yeah, for this one in particular, I would agree with that. Most times first class is about 3 times what the main cabin would be. This one in particular, though, my Delta Comfort Plus, which is like the first row in main cabin, so you get extra, which is what I usually fly, was about like $550, $600 for the flight from LAX to Maui. And I was like, dude, like, that's a 5-hour flight, and I'm flying alone. Like, why wouldn't I just treat myself? Because I can. I'm a big believer in if you work your ass off and you have the money,
do it.
Do it. Why wouldn't you do it? That's my thing. Like that, when I was booking this yesterday, I was like, you know what, dude? I bought an Apple Card for a reason. I just got paid from Yelp today. Like, everything's good, dude. Like, that's,
We do have a really good existence.
Yeah,
and I'm very
that's why I say,
for
like,
that.
it's not, for us, like, for me specifically, and, it doesn't, this whole first class conversation has nothing to do, like, with me trying to be boisterous about it. It legitimately is my first time ever flying first class. I don't know what it's like. So that's why I was asking if it's worth it.
You've really, and again, we have to go.
Yeah, I know we have to go. I'm sorry.
No, dude. I just want to. You've really grown up. Like it's amazing to me. Sometimes I forget. Like you're 20 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Like you're my son, and you're a full-on grown-ass adult.
Yeah.
Like it's. Sometimes I don't know. It's odd to say this, but sometimes that just strikes me as like a realization. It's crazy. Tyler says you guys buy tattoos, shoes, first class airfare, and then want to say you're not rich. I'm not going to apologize for having a good life.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
If that frustrates you, man, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like. I'm really not that guy who's like, oh, I got all this stuff. Like, yeah. It's just the life we live. Like, that's just what we do.
Yeah. I just think it's, it is what it is. Trevor Muse, if you were the Jazz staff, would you pick Forrest or Butler for a backup point guard? You have to pick Forrest, right? Nope. I'm taking Butler all day. Signed him to 2 years. It's a great development year.
Way more top end potential.
Yeah. I'm going Butler.
Here we go. End of the draw.
Apartment 305 says, see you tonight, Jake.
Bro, I'm trying to figure out if this is her or not.
It's not her. It's somebody trolling you.
Okay.
And it's amazing. I love it.
How do we know? How do we know, bro?
This is not.
She has my Instagram.
Okay, what does that mean?
Like the YouTube link to our show is on my Instagram.
Oh, well, it could be.
That's what I'm saying. Like
no, it's not. It's
right.
not.
Okay, we have to go. All right.
Okay, well, now I'm trying to figure out if I won this.
We still have to take the packages, up to.
Oh yeah, we got to go. That's very true. By
go.
the way, I love the shit out of my son, Warm and Fuzzy. I get that. Sons rule. Yes, they do. She would not actually have the YouTube name Apartment 305. That's what I'm talking about. This is not like relax.
Okay. Yeah.
Apartment 305. Hey, let's double date. You could do that.
Whoever has that account, I love you, man. Like it is funny.
By the way, I'm an IG whore. Same name. Okay. Cool. Love that. By the way, if somebody has a sister or a daughter that wants to go to Hawaii, so you should.
Yeah, but I'm serious. Like, I need somebody to go with me. Like, I don't have, and if someone, decides they want to go with me, now I've got another like $3,000 in housing expense to buy. So, just figure it out. take forever. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, okay. What happened to giving away the Traeger? We're giving away the. I haven't mentioned that once today.
Mention it, dude.
Yeah. If you want to win a Traeger smoker from us, let's see. If you want to win a Traeger smoker from us, we're going to give that away when we get to 2,500 subscribers. We're at 1,616 subscribers. That's pretty good. I'm surprised by that. Yeah. Tanner Plummer says, "Does she know you do a YouTube show? And can I go to Hawaii with you?"
Sorry, bro. No, you can't.
It's not,
you can't. I need an actual date. So that's not going to work out.
Tanner,
for me.
he
and I don't know if she does. Like I said, she has my Instagram. It's clearly on my Instagram that we do a podcast. So I would assume so.
Jeremy Bolton, the Xbox S, totally worth it. Yes,
100%.
It's been amazing for 2 days.
Yep.
If you want to win a Traeger smoker and Ironwood 650, just subscribe to the show. Take a picture that you're subscribed, and then tag both of us.
Yeah, douches.
Not
don't
one
halfway.
Of us. I'm the Monty Show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Jake is SLC Supercars on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, follow us. We're very active. We love talking to you guys. Casey says maybe 305 will be your Hawaii +1. Maybe. Did you not win it?
Oh no, that's the shorts. I didn't win the shorts.
I haven't gotten
That's not the
yet.
shoes yet.
Let's see. Your submission wasn't selected. Oh man, I did not win it. Did not win the shorts either.
Brutal, dude.
Man.
Spots. All right, we gotta go.
Nah, I didn't win any of them. God, come on! Until Monday, say screw the sneakers app, Jake.
Screw the sneakers app, Jake.